Hi everybody, it's Greg from Balloon Market here, currently working at home. So I just really wanted to give you an update on where we're at. It's obviously a week now since I did my last update and I told you that we'd decided to close down, and we were just closing everything down. At the moment now we have had 18 people furloughed, so effectively 18 of the team are at home, doing probably very much what the rest of us are doing, which is, not a lot, being at home, trying to get on, be occupied, go out for walks, etc. So we are doing, I'm still working on things in the background. There's a couple of people still also working from home. Anna is the key person that will be responding to any emails, any live chats. We're turning live chat on at certain points, but we're not sending anything out. We are closed. We are working from home. I occasionally go up to the office and just do a security check, and that is it. So we don't know when we're going to be opening again. The lockdown is obviously initially 3 weeks, so we've effectively got another couple of weeks. I can't remember the exact days. Is it another week and a half, couple of weeks until we get to the end of that first 3 week period? I suspect there is going to be at least another 3 weeks of lockdown, probably even 6 weeks. I think it's absolutely the right thing to do. I think the government are doing everything they possibly can to try and flatten that curve. But I've got the figures up here at the moment. And since yesterday, so today is, what day is today? Wednesday. Since yesterday, there's been 563 deaths here in the UK with 4,300 new cases. So I think it's really important that we all do our bit and stay closed. It is not at all easy. Financially is obviously going to be the biggest concern for most people. There is government assistance available. If you do have staff and you can furlough them, I recommend you do that. The system isn't up and ready to do that just yet, where you can claim the money back, the 80% back, but hopefully it will be by the end of this month. So that's a big assistance for us, depending on the size, depending if you've got retail premises, etc. You might be eligible for some of the grants. It's worth looking at those. But if you're not eligible for some things, for instance, we weren't eligible for any rate relief or anything like that, I still got in touch with the New Forest District Council, and I said, is there any way we can defer some of our business rates? And they said, well, you pay for 10 months of the year, so why don't we defer May and June, and you can pay those in February and March next year. And that saved us a good few £1,000s. Not saved us, but it's put it off until hopefully we will be open. So it's worth speaking to your councils if you're not eligible for any of the grants or any of the support. It's still worth having that conversation. We're all in this together, as everybody keeps saying, and I think the government recognise that, the local government recognise that, and they will do whatever it is they possibly can to try and help us all get through this. At the end of the day, we're all businesses. We're the lifeblood of the UK, and it is really important that the government does what they can to keep businesses alive. So they are willing to try and help where they possibly can. I think we've got another 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks at least of lockdown. So I think it's going to be really hard. So I'm at the moment busy doing some cash flow projections. And I recommend everybody does that. Work out how much let me turn that volume down, how much cash you have in your business personally, and how long you will be able to last. And then that will dictate if you should be looking to apply for a loan or an overdraft or something like that to help get you through. I do recognise it's going to be really, really tough. But I do think it's really important. The reasons I talked about the reasons that we closed the other day, last week. And I think it's important. Main reason, or the first reason, I guess, is keeping the staff happy, not happy, healthy. And because there was a few people at work that this was even a couple of weeks ago, suffering from anxiety. And honestly, people are scared, and that's completely understandable. So that was the first reason that we closed. And the second reason is we didn't really want to be part of the problem. I know online businesses are still able to operate if we wanted to. We are entirely online. We had practices in place, sanitizing and everything before it even really kicked off. But still, we would be selling to people and sending to people that would then potentially be going out and having contact with others. And honestly, I didn't want people to feel that, if we're open, it must be okay for us to carry on operating. And I think that's kind of the message it would have given had we carried on operating. And so we just didn't really want to encourage that. And why do we not want to encourage that? Because we want to reduce every single little bit you can do and we can do to stop people being with other people effectively is what's going to help the country and help save lives. It's not just a headline, it's not just spin. Every time we're not in contact with somebody helps, because the way this virus spreads, we don't know if it spreads, they don't know the full details of it, but yes, it's spread by spit, small bits of spit, or when we speak or whatever. So they recommend 2 meters. What if in a few months' time, or 6 months, a year's time, we discover actually 4 meters was the distance it needed to be, and that would have flattened the curve really, really quickly. We really don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm getting very good at crossing roads really, really quickly if we see somebody on the same path. So it's every single little thing we can do helps, and because we are a non-essential business, we sell things. Unfortunately, in our industry, the reality of it is nothing we sell is essential. It's nice, as I said last week, it's nice, it creates joy and happiness, but at this moment it's about survival. And so, my message once again is, if you are still offering deliveries, I put a post out there on Facebook last week, or was it earlier this week, about it's the equivalent of if there was a chance that you could be knocking on somebody's door, just a chance that they might open the door and stab you, would you still take that chance? And that's really, it was quite graphic. I know it was sort of post. I wasn't trying to scare. I guess I was trying to scare people. If I can influence somebody to think twice about making deliveries, and because of the potential hazards, then I think that post has worked. So that's all it was really about. It was about trying to get people to look at things maybe a way that they've not thought of it before. But it's the only way we're going to flatten this curve and we're going to get through it. We need to keep as many of us safe as possible. And if we can do our little bit and you can do your little bit and everybody does their little bit, it's going to help. As I say, 563 deaths in 24 hours. This is just the beginning, is what they're saying. So we need to do everything. We need to not be on the roads if we don't need to be. We need to just do as little as we possibly can. So from us, for the next few weeks at least, we will still be around. You will be able to communicate with us. We won't be taking any orders. We won't be doing anything like that. But I think it's important to do that, and our social media posts are likely to be a little bit funny. They're likely to put little things out there that hopefully will spread a little bit of joy and happiness. And it's not because we are diminishing the impact of this huge thing. We just think that it's quite important. We're going through this. We know we're going through this now. We know we're all staying at home. So we can still have a little bit of fun with it. I'm seeing a lot of people on TikTok just really embracing the staying at home and being creative and all of that sort of stuff. If you've not looked at TikTok, have a look at TikTok. It's very entertaining. But we, on our Facebook posts and stuff like that, you're likely to see things that are a little more light-hearted, really, because I think it's important that we all still try and stay as light-hearted as possible. So if you are one of those people, I have obviously seen a lot of people that are saying, I've closed my business, but I'm seeing other people still operating. Yes, there will still be people out there doing it. All I would say is, you don't know their personal situation. They might be absolutely desperate and need every single penny I don't know. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying that it's right. I personally think it's wrong. But I think try to get your mind away from that negativity. Try and be positive. Don't focus on anything you can't change. If competitors are out there selling, if they want to put themselves at risk and other people at risk, there's nothing you can do about that. So just be as positive as you possibly can and try and shut all of that out. Try to ignore the fact that there's other people that aren't doing the right thing. And that's what we're doing, obviously. There's probably still some wholesalers open now. There's nothing I can do about that. So if people are going to get some sales because of that, then there's absolutely nothing I can do. So I try not to worry about it, and I recommend that if there's nothing you can do about it, what's the point in worrying? So that's probably my final message there. Anyway, I've gone on for 10 minutes and 51 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I hope you do manage to find things to do. I hope you do manage to get some training. I mean, the Qualitex Q convention, that's on at the moment. Who's on? Let's have a look. Oh, there's nobody on at the moment. Oh, have I missed something? I'm really impressed. I can't believe how Qualitex have managed to turn this around so quickly. There's not any. It's supposed to be Dr. Bob. Where's Dr. Bob? Anyway, I'm sure he'll be here very, very soon. But yeah, have a look at Q Corner on YouTube. You've basically got, well, the rest of Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, right up until midnight on Friday to have a look and hone your skills, make notes. There's some business things on there. There's how-tos. It's just a massive convention. So well done, Qualitex, for getting that out there so quickly. And Keith and Dom, I hope you get some sleep at some point soon. Anyway, now it's up to 11 minutes and 55 seconds. So I'm going to leave it there. And I will probably do another one of these. I'm not going to do them regularly, but in the next week or two, to update you exactly where we are. All right, well, thanks for watching and be safe. Bye.